So I'm getting up, and here's the moment. I'm getting up, and as I'm getting up, I'm looking, and I see, there's definitely some people looking my way, and that was really embarrassing. But there's a dude. My eyes fall on a dude who is wider than me. He was also a big gentleman, but he was wider than me, and he was crammed in between two people, really crammed in. And naturally, you want to be like, what about that? But I'm not going to throw a fellow fatty under the bus or plane, as it were. So I didn't say anything, but we did make perfect eye-to-eye contact. And in that moment, the dude's expression, frozen in terror, looking in my eyes, is just like, please don't tell, dude. Please don't tell. Please don't tell. I'm passing amongst the normies. Please don't tell. I mean, it was tragic, man. He got to stay on the plane, and good for him. Nobody told. The armrest bar, I thought that was the arbiter and whatnot. And I was just like, well, let me go to the website and see what they say on their website in Southwest Airlines. They recently put up a Q&A about persons of size because of this incident. Up till then, you had to try really hard to actually find this persons of size information. What is the definitive gauge for a customer of size? The armrest is the definitive gauge for a customer of size. It serves as the boundary between the rests and as the seats and measures 17 inches in width. Customers who are unable to lower both armrests and or who comprise any portion of adjacent seating should proactively book the number of seats needed prior to travel. Now, I fit. I don't know what to tell you, man. I sat there, the armrest went down. I wasn't blubbering over. I wasn't blubbering under. I was in my own seat with the armrest down. And the woman was like, I'm sorry, you're going to have to come with me. So that's on their website. That is what's the definitive gauge. I fit within the definitive gauge. And still I was told that I had to get up, and she said it was the pilot. The pilot has just dictated that you got to go because you're too wide for the seat. But I was like, the pilot didn't see me. How did the pilot see me? I mean, I couldn't see the pilot from where I'm sitting. How would the pilot see me? And the attendant was like, the pilot called it in. And I was like, but how could honestly, there's no way the pilot could see me. How can, if I can't see the pilot? And she was like, well, we have phones. I was like, but I was literally seated for about 5, 10, 12 seconds when suddenly you were in my face and you were all the way up there. So I don't know. And she's like, are you calling me a liar? I was like, ma'am, I'm not calling you a liar, but it just doesn't sound right. Like, the pilot said this to you? To me, it was sounding like the dude in the jetway, the revenue dude. I think he had a beef. I don't think, he didn't think I was very funny, and he saw me as fat, and whatever, get him off. That's my guess.